I would now like to welcome to the floor our next speaker, our very own Kate Batz, Director of Strategy and Business Development for Deep Knowledge Ventures, who will be giving an overview of market trends and investment-related activities in the AI in pharma landscape and ecosystem. Kate, always a pleasure. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Franco. It's always a pleasure to be here. Okay, so my name is Kate Batz. I'm a managing partner of Deep Knowledge Group. I also supervise business development at Deep Knowledge Ventures. Many of you know, and Andre mentioned earlier, Deep Knowledge Group has a number of subsidiaries, including Deep Knowledge Analytics, which from its inception had a specific interest in AI and pharma. We have a number of analytical departments within our structures, such as Deep Pharma Intelligence, e-governance analytics, COVID-19 analytics, space tech analytics, and a number of others. And from our founding, we actually were able to establish a number of collaborations with different players in the industry. As I mentioned, AI, and specifically AI in drug discovery, has been our focus. And so over the past few years, we've published a number of open access analytical reports on artificial intelligence. We've covered AI in Eastern Europe, UK, as well as Asia. And we have a few new reports coming up, and I will give the announcement at the end of my presentation as to where you can find them. So going to AI in pharma sector. On average, it takes about 10 years and about $2.6 billion to develop a drug without utilizing AI. This is about a 145% increase compared to 2003. The solution to these problems lays by utilizing three approaches. Number one is evolution of business models towards more collaboration and early pipeline diversification. Further, usage of AI is very important, and it officiates a universal shift towards data-centric drug discovery. And then finally, it's also important to discover new therapeutic modalities, such as biologics and therapies. If we look at the evolution of AI in pharma, we actually are not looking at a very long time period, because we have, if we look at, 2013, 2015 time period, when we first started to have, pilot projects and small investments being made, actually Deep Knowledge Ventures under the umbrella of Deep Knowledge Group was amongst those investors. We are the flagship investors in silico medicine. And then further in 2016, 2017, the area, this space actually grew some criticism because there were some failures with pilot projects. However, this was followed by market cap growth in 2018, because actually successes started manifesting themselves, and a few more VC funds and subsidiary funds started focusing solely on AI for drug discovery subsector. Then in 2019, we really are seeing first practical validations of previously conducted research. And we're seeing the transition from quantity to quality. In 2020-21, we actually are seeing an intense competition in this sphere. And pretty much all big players in pharma are now either creating their own departments, which would utilize AI, or they opt out for having, collaborations with other, AI-focused companies. Our projection is that in 2022, 2023, we're going to see platform-based drug design. In terms of dynamics of investments, if we start from the inception of 2014 time period, we were just under $1 billion, and then in 2021, as of October, I believe the amount of investment is close to $13 billion, and this is a 14-fold increase. If we are looking at top 10 AI and pharma companies, this diagram actually, depicts that, and we welcome everyone to actually check out our analytical reports, which further highlight the details. If we're looking at the countries where most of the, investment comes from, so United States is definitely the leader in terms of the investments. We're looking at $15 billion with $3.7 billion attracted in 2021. Interesting enough, we also have a new leader stepping in, which is Switzerland, because in 2021 alone, they've attracted $5 billion, which is quite significant. In terms of where the leading investments are based, here we have United States, followed by China, EU, UK, and Singapore. If we look at AI and pharma publicly traded companies, here we actually, at least partially attributed to the COVID-19 pandemic, we're seeing the increase in market capitalization of publicly traded companies to 4.47 billion. And the expected compound annual growth is projected to be around 40% in the next 3 years. Another interesting and noteworthy trend is collaborations between traditional pharmaceutical companies and AI companies, because AI-focused companies, bring to the table the software and tools which the traditional pharma companies do not have. And on the other hand, large established pharma companies, mainly the public ones, have solid understanding of science, R&D, extensive experience in the industry and regulatory field. If we are looking at collaborations involving AI for drug discovery, starting from 2018 to date, we're seeing a rapid increase, and the rising interest of leading pharma and contract research organization towards AI-driven biotech startups is a major driver for this space to becoming so attractive to investors. And this has been conditioned on the fact that there was a wave of successful proof of concept studies. There was a number of commercial successes. And also, we are seeing the trend of democratizing AI when machine and deep learning algorithms become available to non-AI experts. There was also a decent increase in overall understanding of AI mechanisms due to the increased efforts in the education and professional developments with a focus on AI-driven tools and approaches. So this chart actually represents top pharma companies by the number on pharma AI deals in 2021. Again, this is in open access, so for details, you are welcome to review the analytics on our website, dk.global. And this chart shows top tech companies by the number of pharma AI deals in 2021, with Existentia leading the way. Well, last and not least, I wanted to announce that we're having 2 upcoming analytical reports coming soon at the dk.global-life-scientist-basel. One of them will be focused on Basel area life scientist ecosystem. And another one will be covering artificial intelligence industry in Switzerland in Q4 2021. And also I would like to mention that tomorrow, one of our other analytical subsidiaries, Femtech Analytics, will be covering the fundraising aspect in Femtech, and this will involve AI as well. So I welcome everyone to attend. So thank you very much. It's been a pleasure, and I look forward to a robust Q&A session.
Likewise, Kate, many thanks.